Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Grim here, and I'm close to killing Black Lightning on my free-to-play friendly account, and I wanted to share more of the experience and make this video specifically more into an educational type of video. And we're going to discuss the best teams that you can use against this character. First up, we're going to talk about Flynn Soccerman, and in the same category, it works for every single character that deals percent damage, those being Batman Who Laughs and Deathstroke included. I do not have those two characters on my secondary account, but those are going to work in the exact same way as Flynn Soccerman. Arguably even better than Flynn Soccerman, because the problem with Flynn Soccerman is the fact that he loses his gear bonuses. This is one of the very difficult things about this fight specifically. Not having access to your gear bonuses, because that makes you deal far less damage with Flynn Soccerman and at the same time makes you take far more damage with him, but he's still very worth using, and most likely something that everybody will have access to in terms of the percentage health damage, so he's definitely a safe choice. I do run Nora's Globe on him, but I very rarely make use of the clone percentage health damage. Over here it's a very lucky scenario, but if you're going to encounter a situation where your clone will instantly die, that's fine, that's absolutely normal, and if you can't combo interrupt, that's not gonna be a great time overall, but you should do your best to... Over there he didn't even give me a chance to do anything with the clone. But yeah, if you can't combo interrupt, this will be a far harder fight, and you should try and also take advantage of having some defense, because as I said, you will lose the gear bonuses of Flynn Soccerman, so... what you can do, because this is kind of the best ratio of defense that you can get out of any character, put Classic Superman in the team as well, and same as I did with Dr. Fate, have all three of them and let the two of them die, but you'll have the additional defense from Classic Superman passive to hopefully get you better odds of victory, but at the same time that will not work for his Special 2 and Special 3, because Special 2 is Dot and Special 3 is Armor Pierce, but this should help you out a bit. Yet again, what you should do is make sure you get out all your percentage health damages. And another thing that you could do, though it's very unreliable how it will work with the tag-ins, but it's worth giving it a try if you're constantly failing to put any damage on the Flynn Soccerman team, is to also put Shazam in this team and keep him alive throughout the entire duration of the fight and use him to tank some damage and heal yourself. You could also, if you don't have Shazam, do this with Dr. Fate if your Dr. Fate is somewhat built, but you will lose the healing factor. Just make sure you do everything that's in your power to deal those percentage health damage, because in this fight I would say I had a pretty decent performance. Like, this is one of the very few fights where my Flynn Soccerman survived through the entire duration, but to be fair, it was not too big of a difference compared to the other fights where he didn't survive, because with no gear bonuses especially, you're going to deal barely any damage outside the percentage health. So Flynn Soccerman, Deathstroke, Batman Who Laughs are gonna do well here. Make sure you do your absolute best to make them survive until they're done with their percentage health damage. After that point, it doesn't matter. Another team is the League of Anarchy team with Joker and EPI. We're talking about Heroic here. Like in normal, it's actually gonna be harder because you can't combo interrupt this dude. That's gonna be a nightmare, but the advice kind of applies for the previous teams, but for this one, you're kind of gonna rely on the combo interruption, or at the very least, smoother experience, if not combo interruption, because you can chain specials with Last of Joker Special 2. And here I really wanted to get the super move before Flash got tagged in, but Flash got tagged back in. This was quite unlucky because usually Flash dies the first time he's in the fight, and we have Nora's Globe here to make sure that we get the additional damage from the clones dying. And there we go, we got 3 stacks on Last of Joker's passive. I have on him Dark Metal cards, which is a free artifact that you can get yourself from completing the normal difficulty of Dark Knight Soul Raids, but that's not mandatory. It's gonna just give me slightly more damage, but it's not gonna change the gameplay in any way, shape or form. Your EPI needs to be somewhat built too for this one to work, because she will need to take some damage. You can heal yourself pretty reliably with EPI though, so that you should not encounter many problems of Joker dying unless you get hit with an unlucky chain of Special 2s or a Special 3 unblocked. So you should be fine for the most part. You need to be very careful when Joker gets tagged in, so you don't mess up and get him tagged straight into a special. Gonna push him all the way to the corner. And something that you can do if you can't combo interrupt is to use God Killer on Last of Joker, because with the use of God Killer when he's in the corner, I'm pretty sure you can reliably do 3 taps swipe right, 3 taps swipe down, and then re-engage your combo without needing to combo interrupt. But yet again, he needs to be in the corner for that. But at the same time, you can push him with a special 2, and if you get 2 God Killers, I think you can cycle in between EPI and Joker, and every single time a new character gets stacked in, you do a swipe down and then start the combo yet again in the corner. Not sure it will work for EPI though, because she doesn't have the fastest opener in terms of basic attacks, but for Joker I'm 99% sure this will definitely work. Over here I got him where I really want in the corner. We got the Dark Metal cards area guaranteeing our crits. Over here you might be like, why didn't you put Dark Metal cards on EPI and something else on Joker? I didn't really figure anything else to put on Joker, because on this account I don't have many artifacts, and All Blades was a no-go, my dudes. You don't... I mean, you can use All Blades because you get a constant healing from EPI, so it's not gonna be a big deal. Over there I messed up. I'll admit I messed up there, but that really messed up my damage. Special 2 there was intended for Joker. But yeah... You can use All Blades on Joker, but it's gonna be very low damage because you're going to run on 1.5 stacks at all times, so it's simply not worth the risk that it had. So this is a team that can get some decent amounts of damage in there, but it's gonna be, yet again, very luck reliant. And the last team that I'm going to recommend is the Batman Ninja team. This was a particularly unlucky fight because they usually die faster. You need all 3 of them in there to get the passive bonuses from Robin's passive and from Grodd's passive, but at the same time you need them dead because you need Catwoman to be in there at all times. Also I have God Killer on Catwoman because I just wanted to test out the damage, but this was definitely not worthwhile. I should have used Nora's Globe on Catwoman, and you should definitely use Nora's Globe on her because the additional damage that you're going to get, and I don't have Nora's Globe on any of those dudes, so I'm straight up missing on that passive attack because I was like, nah bro, we're not allowing them to even revive because they might also trigger yet again the Catwoman Immortality passive. So a little bit of a misplay on my end. I just wanted to see how much damage God Killer could give me because this dude seemed to have very high attack, and if you might be like, that's counterproductive because the Batman Ninja team will reduce the enemy's attack, the God Killer doesn't really care about that thing. It kind of calculates the value before the reduction. I have tested that out, but Nora's Globe would have definitely gotten me far more damage if I equipped that on Catwoman. And her lethal attack damage and crit chance do stack very well with her having more base attack, so definitely use the Nora's Globe instead of God Killer here. But this is a team that can get you some damage, this is a team that's guaranteed to survive, like this is the main selling point of this team, let's say. And as I said, this was crazy unlucky, and I expect you to get both of your teammates out of the way by 2 minutes left into the fight, and this can deal some decent amounts of damage. Even if you're not able to combo interrupt, I really suggest you try and learn that skill. And yeah, this fight is gonna be pretty straightforward. Some other recommendation, like Justice League team can be done kind of in the same way. You let Cyborg die and whichever third character you choose, and you deal damage with Justice League Flash, but that's not the most reliable thing because boy, one mistake and that Justice League Flash is a goner, my dudes. He's gone. And another thing that you can do is Sir Banshee. Sir Banshee is gonna have a decent survivability because of her high base defense. She's got pretty much maxed out defense without you putting any on her gear. You put that with Nora's Globe and you hope for the best, though it's still... If you can't combo interrupt, it's still going to be subject to getting hit by special treats and the annoying special 2. And as you can see, I obviously can't combo interrupt with Catwoman for some reason because we messed up big time here. But yeah, all that being said, those are kind of the advice I have for boss Black Lightning. Like for the pay-to-win side of things, obviously you go in there with a Raven, you go in there with a Brainiac. You can even not put a third character. You put a Beta Club on Raven, you put a Sword of Sin on Brainiac, and it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be pretty much a guaranteed one-shot unless you surprisingly mess that one up. But yeah, all that being said, I haven't been able to integrate Raven in any of the teams used here. It's simply too risky and too unreliable. Thanks so much for watching, hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.